We are live. Hello. Okay, so here we are. Another day, and we're looking at the wilderness section of Heroes of the Borderlands. Last time we looked at the keep, and I've been making. Today, I've been making a video, proper DM guide for the wilderness, to be followed up with the keep, which you saw last week. Sort of my getting used to it. So I've still got to do the caves, but I did get the box. The box finally came. So the DM guide should be coming out fairly soon, hopefully within a week. Certainly the first episode. And then Stranger Things box also came, so we've got that to come as well. I will be doing a guide. So I'm juggling quite a lot because that seemed, well, oh god, Stranger Things landed on my lap sooner than I expected. But of course, Dragon Delves isn't finished, and yet I will finish that. Tomb of Annihilation, I haven't quite finished it, but it's absolutely doable. I've got enough scheduled for about 3 months, so I've got time to finish it. And one final mention before we get down to it. I am posting daily on my posts on YouTube, but also there's the Facebook page. If you are interested in that kind of thing, you want to chat with other people on there, then it's RoboDad1, as you might expect, unsurprisingly. Okay. So yes, today is the wilderness. Now this chapter is pretty useful because it can cover not just in this box set, but outside the box set. The wilderness is in 4 sections in this module. You have the trail, which goes east to sort of west-ish. Big woodland section. And the fens, which is like swampy marshland, and Tamarack Stand, which is hills and pine trees and things. So, this is, as you can see, most of the area. Now, it's very, very underwritten. Each of these 4 places have only, let's go to the trail. Well, this is the entirety of the trail map, which, you can use a map over and over again. But then, it does say that going off the trail is difficult terrain. That's fine, so you're meant to stick... Well, you're meant to stick fairly strictly to that then. But of course, if you go into the fens, you've got to cross water. And if that can't all be difficult terrain, can it? Everywhere you go is difficult terrain because it's just one path. That seems a bit hard to navigate. These are your rundowns of combats. What jumps out? Akira. Akira is a priest type guy. A Grey Ooze Glob is a part of a Grey Ooze. Jacko is an NPC little dude, like an assassin. Prowl is a bandit, basically. And you should know all the other pieces there. So yeah, we get a trail map. And this is it. This is the entirety of the trail encounters, except for a list of random encounters. But let's look at this. So this is you meant you can roll 1d4, but I did them in the guide in order. So let's jump to that. A wagon stands on the trail ahead, and there's no driver or horses to be seen. So bandits basically have already looted this wagon. There is a boot print left by somebody with a monogrammed heel, which says P on it. Prowl is the leader of the bandits in this area. So you get a box here explaining to new DMs what do you do. You read the little box text, ask your players what do you do, and ask for some D20 rolls and give a result to the scene. But look, that's it. There's nothing more to that, and that's the written scene. 1 of 4 written scenes. An empty wagon with a boot print. I guess, well, what's in it? Well, the wagon holds supplies intended for the keep. Animal feed, bales of hay, flour. There's a bit of a secret coin purse with 12 gold. Now, in the set, you get little pop-out gold pieces, which is different, bit novel. Nice and easy to lose. But yeah, that's effectively it. A bit underwhelming. That you've already a quarter of the way through the trail encounters. Talkative Traveller. This doesn't follow on. This is another drop as and when, but they go to the keep, they go to the caves, and they're passing the wilderness in between. So these in-betweens are going to run out pretty quick. But you meet Malin, a friendly wanderer. So this young lady is on her own, walking out in a place that's full of monsters, and it's very suspicious. She's a daughter of somebody who works at the keep in a pub. So she asks for stories. She's almost like a reporter. She says, my uncle, Umbrusk, runs the tavern. So it's not a dad, it's uncle. She even hands over a pouch of money that she found. Like, she doesn't need money. Why doesn't she need money? I don't really understand it. But yeah, she comes along and says, hey, tell me a song, tell me a story, do me an interpretive dance, give me something to make me, I don't know what, just entertain me, strangers, do it. Yeah. She's not attached to possessions, which is why she gives up the money, but you still need money to live. And that's it, you're halfway through the trail already. So further down the trail, at some point, there's a royal elk, a regal elk, sorry. So this massive beast turns and walks into a thicket of brambles, and they hear a voice say, blast. And hiding in the bushes is a second innkeeper called Haldrick. This dude. He's hiding in the thicket. This is his favourite secret hunting spot. Now he asks the people not to give away his secret hunting spot. Now they might decide to go against that, but this will change the interactions with him in the pub, in the keep in general. It's just not much to it, is it? It's not even like he's saying, now let's go catch some elk. It's just, I'm here hiding. Don't tell anybody. For a young DM, I just don't think that's any of these are enough. But luckily, my DM guide, I over-baked the ideas, and we got cakes out of each one. Is that a metaphor? It's the one I said. This is meant to be like the final major scene, which is more of a scene. This guy, Pral, comes out of the bushes. Basically this is a robbery. Put your hands up. I've got 3 bandit friends hiding in the bushes. Like so. And the maps of the trail shows the little tokens where you can put the dudes. Suggested start areas. Yeah, that's alright. But the scene, again, is not extremely... Well, it's a fight. It's a fight, at least. Come on. That'll do. In the bushes is a sack containing 20 gold pieces and a magic item. Straight away, level 1, give your players a magic item. There's a roll table Magic items, let's have a look. Boots of Elvenkind, cloaks, clockwork amulet, clothes of mending, eyes of the eagle, +1 mace, straight away, level 1. +1 plate armour, potion of fire breath, invisibility, +1 short bow, short sword, spell scroll of fireball. That's what you're up against. Somebody rolling fireball immediately. Now, is it the fact, though, that if you're level 1 you can't cast it until you are high enough level to cast it? I guess. But yeah, that's it. So, your next things available are some random encounters at the end. And the trail. So, 8 random trail encounters in addition to the ones that are written out. So, we've just got sentences now. 3 hostile hobgoblins accost the characters along the road. That's probably a good scene, but it's, in favour of someone crouching in a bush. Cornflower from the friendly barnhand invites them to a picnic. That'd develop into a scene. Not trusting whether the food is poisoned or collecting flowers. I don't know. 4 bandits and a roadblock. Classic, but it's shoved here in this random list. An out-of-breath guard chasing a bandit, because this area is bandit country. Then we've got cultists trying to recruit people. That's a good scene. If they join, they get this small iron bell, and there's a short initiation ceremony done on the spot. They have a magic bell that makes undead wreak havoc. So that's basically that. A friendly knight, bound for the keep, wants a duel. That's good. These are better than the little ones in the major sections. That's what I'm saying. It's weird. Yeah, I just found that a bit bizarre. So then we're on to the woods encounter. We get one map which has a statue on here and a mushroom circle, almost like a fairy ring down here. And there's 4 more scenes. After a couple of hours hiking, you happen upon the humble hut, made from sheets of sturdy bark and blankets of moss. Sweet-smelling smoke wafts from the chimney, and the hut's wooden door is shut. This is Xanthe, and she is in a mood with people. She was banished from the keep because she was wrongly accused of necromancy, basically, some sort of occult magic. So she's stewing over that. And the best attitude you can get out of her is indifference. Now, each NPC has some sort of rumour. Some are true, some are not. But if you can get on her good side, health potion-wise, she could be pretty useful. And shouldn't ask you to do anything. There's no... Other than a bit of information, it's just thrown away. Like everything in this module. Maybe it's all in the caves. I know the caves seem to be a little bit more interesting. We'll get there. Not today, but... So the occult ritual, you come across like some 4 cultists around a statue, all doing chanting, that sort of thing. Do you interrupt or do you let it play out? If you let it play out, the runes on the statue begin to glow with an eerie red light, and after 10 minutes, the sky darkens and the statue splits in 2 with a loud crack. Moments later, a wicked, disembodied laugh echoes through the forest. Then there's the option of dropping in some zomboids, because the cultists might, kind of flee once this laugh comes out of the statue. They can get these cultist robes here, and that is one of the items. While you're wearing this outfit, you gain advantage on ability checks to impersonate a member of the Cult of Chaos. So it would be wise to have some cultists drop some more interesting items, I would say. Other than a cloak. And again, that is all you get. It's up to us to flesh out. But, you know, that is our job, isn't it, to flesh things out? So, I guess it makes sense. And we would only complain if these were much larger written. There was a lot to learn. But I still think there's not enough. Especially for somebody new who's sticking word for word to this. The Sacred Spring, here's a good example. So deep in the forest, you find a tranquil grove with a natural water spring. Okay, we found some water. It does healing if you drink from it. That's it. That's it. It's over. It can heal you. That is one of 4 major woodland encounters. It's thrown away. Nothing else to it. It's not good. Sparring sprites is a bit meatier. Again, we get the map. We get the idea that they're going on down near the fairy ring. You can meet one of the sprites up a little bit away, near the statue you used earlier. And these are sparring and ask you to come and spar, show them your worth, fight some fairies effectively, which is, you know, kind of interesting. They don't harm you as such. But, yeah, you fall unconscious but you're stable. I just think that your players are going to, like, if they have that scroll of fireball, blast these things out of the sky and that's that. We're done. But, yeah, it takes a lot of work to flesh these out. Now, for us, if you're like me, maybe it is enough. Maybe it's enough to just kickstart you. And it's easy to remember. I found some people play fighting and then you embellish on the spot. But it's meant to be a starter set. And there's just not enough. It's certainly not an adventure, is it? It's just bits, like it was last week in the Keep, just bits. But yeah, so in my DM guide, I embellished these things for the new DMs. Now, for a prize, the Participation Award can be another one of these magic items. So you go back to the magic items, and again, Pole of Collapsing, Potion of Fire Breath. These things just seem too strong to be throwing out to effectively level 1, 2, or even 3 players. I've not seen anything that threatening that they need a load of magic items. But I am a bit of a sucker for throwing out magic items, actually, to be honest. But not at level 1, 2. So then we're on to the Fens, which is, again, watery, marshy, swampland. We have this map here. And again, it's used at least a couple of times. So, Sturges, Swamp, Lizard Folk, Spies, Campsite and Sword. So the flock of Sturges right down here, we have 1 Sturge, 2, 3, 4 Sturges and the suggested start area where you put your players. Here's a nice picture of a Sturge. That's pretty good. Who have we got in the comments? Whoa! Hey there, glad to catch a live stream. Yes, good to have you here. That's cool. One of my one of the ones I know, so that's cool. Yeah. So these Sturges, because you walk along this area of the marshland or whatever, and then it's a massive giant rat, a dead rat that is being drained of blood. And then these things fly at the characters. Hostile, obviously. Now, it suggests playing about with the number of Sturges, but it's not enough, is it? So, adding the Gnoll Warrior is kind of a given for me. It's like that makes it a bit more interesting of a scene. There's not enough going on. How do they deal with a Gnoll Warrior while they're all being sucked dry of blood? You know. So, yeah. I had to sort of embellish that. Further on, we've got Lizard Folk Swamps, which again uses the same map, but plonks you in And it's not as if this is like 20 foot a square, it's 5 foot a square. You'd think there were different maps, and I suppose it's cost effective in that, but yeah, these mounds are where lizard folk hide in reeds, and they bury artifacts of their tribes and stuff before attacking. But you could see them hiding if you're observant enough. They hide 20 gold pieces and a gemstone worth 100 gold. If your players search. Just bite-sized, innit? Lizard folk are pretty cool, though. Another one you can drop in is the Spy's Campsite. Now, this dude, it even gives you a chance to catch little Jacko by his sparkling blade in the reeds, but I like the idea that he's super assassin-wise, and he comes up and knifes to the neck the players. That just makes more sense. If he's hireable and he's meant to be, he'll do anything for money, which is quite an interesting thing for the players. You know, hire me and I'll do any job, no matter, no questions asked. I'll assassinate whoever you want. 25 gold pieces though, that's quite expensive. If a party has a rogue in it or with a criminal background, he'll do a discount. Good old Jacko, what a guy. Yeah, so I like the fact, I like him turning up later and the players know that he's a hireable dude, and maybe he's dressed in a guard's outfit or playing the lute, so that gives him a bit of a wink, and you know he's working. The sword fens. As you go through the mud, you tumble into razor vines, basically. There's some just, I don't know, useless. That makes a scene out of it. Oh, they can roll athletics to make a path through with a stick. Well, that's exciting. Or they can find a trail that animals use through it. It's just not very interesting, is it? 1d6 slashing. I don't know, that's a scene. To them, that's a scene. That's you done. We've done the trail, the woods, the fens, and then we're on to the Tamarack Stand. And the map is so big that these are going to be used in no time. But we'll get to the rest of the wilderness encounters at roll tables at the end, because they're just better. So yeah, hilly region, sparse trees, more animals than we've seen before. That's the idea. So these encounters: flash fire, a giant spider's nest, hobgoblin patron, and some pine seeds. Yes, pine seeds is as boring as you think. So flash fire. They wander down a gorge and then they smell smoke and they're kind of trapped as a fire is engulfing the land. There's a roll to get to safety, a roll to leap across the branches, and you can just cut through it or take 2d6 fire damage. That's the scene, guys. That is the well-written scene of this module. It's hardly Lost Mines of Phandelver, is it? Giant spider's nest. Okay, so here we get a huge spider's web, which I think you have to make this area foggy, because who's going to walk into that by accident? You're just going to walk around it. So yeah, it's lightly obscured, and then hopefully people walk into it. The webs are flammable, but there might be a magic item in there again. Just throw in magic items at people. Because if you're doing this by proper, like, movement, you know, squares at a time, the huge wilderness map is just a lot of nothing. It's not very interesting. So yeah, some spiders. Okay, I understand they are only low level, but it's just underwritten. So ahead of you, 3 humanoid warriors, the hobgoblins. They haven't noticed you yet. This is like the scene in Lord of the Rings, the trolls around the campfire, the cauldron, or whatever. Yeah, so they're arguing about whether to side with a bugbear alliance or ogre mercenaries who are up in the caves, which we haven't looked at yet. And so you can come out and join in the debate, or just fight 3 hobgoblins. Hobgoblins are cool. Hobgoblin warriors. What's the AC 18? Yeesh. Only got 11 health though, so that makes it somewhat easier. They've been separated from the rest of their tribe after a battle, and they are actually injured. So right. Pine seeds. Pine seeds from either tree are tasty, but the seeds from the ruby red pine cones are poisonous. We have green seeds and we have red seeds. And that's effectively it. Yeah, that is it. I mean, green's for go and red's for stop, so I mean, wow. Underwritten. Then onto the random tables. So these are just better. The Fens, Gnoll warriors scouring the wetlands for treasure, and the Gnolls demand 1 piece of equipment. Again, it's just to be being stood up, but you can imagine that actually taking more time than looking for a red seed or a green seed. 2 Goblin warriors scoop mud from a lizard folk mound as a belated birthday present for their boss. The goblins are indifferent towards the characters and ask them to rate the gift. Steam mephits that smell like rotten eggs. 2 Kuatoa marauders try to kidnap the characters and sacrifice them to an ancient swamp god. A friendly lizard folk warden is a guide through the fens. There's a hostile zombie corpse. 2 grey ooze globs under a bridge, which still do the acidy thing. They can smash up your metal. And then there's a flash flood. So yeah, we do get more encounters, but I wish these were also as semi-fleshed out as the main ones. So they can bump into Malin again, who she's hiking, and she has some of these seeds, and she can explain which ones are dangerous and which ones aren't. I like this sturge feeding on an ogre zombie. The thought of fighting an ogre zombie with a sturge on it. That's good. We've got a mimic that's hiding itself in as a wagon, or part of a wagon. And then just a hiker who's... yeah, injured hiker. Gives them a gold as thanks. And scolds them if they hurt him or her. A hostile ogre. Ogres are cool. A spooky graveyard where 4 skeletons come up. And then Prowl, the bandit leader, another chance to fight bandits in a second ambush. And a red dragon, wormling, soars overhead towards the Caves of Chaos, making us think that the Caves of Chaos is probably the best bit of this module, but we'll see. Random wood encounters. We've got a goblin warrior in another massive web with 2 more giant spiders. That's just a repeat. Yes, you're right. Strange oozy trees from weird rituals. 4 commoners sitting around a campfire having a chat. 2 bugbears soaring up a mighty oak. The lumberjacks and, bugbears are ruining the trees. An owlbear just plonked in there. Oilera from the keep is picking mushrooms. She can point you to the Xanth's hut. And a majestic stag appears in a clearing, and it leads them to the sacred spring. So these things do tie up, I guess. There's a lightning storm where you could get struck by lightning. And disappointingly, that really is it. I mean, there's a lot of little things, but they are too little, in my opinion. So what I think you should do is get all your extra wilderness books and pull, from wherever you can to make this interesting. It's all about going to the keep and then going to the caves and going to the keep. There's no through story, as we discussed last week. Although, realistically, a recurring theme is there are some cultists of chaos reaping havoc across the lands, and you've got to stop the cult. It's very, very a thin thread. They have at least one red dragon wormling in the cave, so that does tie in with it being, dragon related. Maybe we can put a massive red dragon in this area, stomping through the woodlands. Put signs of it being there around so that they can piece together, oh dear, this is dangerous, we might run into it, which is what Dragons of Icespire Peak did. Is that the right one? Yeah. So yeah, that's basically it. Kind of disappointing, isn't it? It's a really nice box, and you get loads of stuff in it, but the adventure kind of falls flat. And we're gonna have to do a lot of work. But if you got your, all your rest of your resources, it should be all right. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So if you don't have it, now you know what's in it, whether to get it. Are you looking at getting it? Let me know. Hopefully, as I say, the DM guide will be out within a week. Looks like 3 episodes, and then some extra ones for members. And hey, give me some feedback when I see you in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I think we're done here. Probably see you next week for Caves of Chaos.